Today, I was thinking a lot about how to tell um, the state that someone may be in. We as people generally in our society, we don't let each other in very easily. We do our best to just show our successes and our, happy moments. We don't really share too much, generally speaking, about what's going on inside, what we may be dealing with, what pains, what struggles, what, negativity, what is affecting us in a way that may be an obstacle in our life. And because we don't do that generally, we put on a facade, right? And because of that, it's very difficult to really gauge or know where somebody's at in their journey, or if it's somebody that may be ready for the next level in their life, or to connect with you in any way, shape, or form. So how can we tell? How can we tell where somebody's at, on their journey? How can we tell if this is somebody we should engage with in any way, shape, or form? And really, it all comes down to paying attention. Paying attention to how they treat other people. Paying attention to their ethical compass. How they choose to justify maybe some wrong action that they're doing, or if they choose to justify wrong actions, what they do behind closed doors. Once you hang around somebody long enough, you start to really get to see what they're doing, right? And it's a process, but it's an extremely revealing process when you take the time to pay attention, when you take the time to really see how they're treating people, how they're treating their loved ones. Are they doing anything shady or sneaky? Are they hurting themselves, consistently, constantly? Are they hurting other people constantly? Are they justifying their behaviors? Are they always in self-victim mode, or in blame mode, or always looking for a reason outside of themselves as to why they do what they do? These are things that are very revealing of where somebody's at in their journey, because emotional intelligence is everything. It's what opens the door to begin to work with, in unison with, and in harmony with our nervous system, which is the end all be all to our well-being. And when we lack emotional intelligence, when we lack emotional maturity, then we are incapable of that. So we live on the exterior, and we don't go deep within to learn and understand where the root of our emotional outburst or our emotional, expression is coming from, and why. Because understanding denotes purpose. When we understand why we do what we do, or why others are doing what they're doing, we can right away recognize, okay, this person is either highly emotionally intelligent, or they are showing some traits of emotional intelligence, or they're showing some severe traits of zero emotional intelligence, zero emotional maturity. They're incapable of healing or beginning to heal themselves through the process that they need to go through, because they haven't even arrived yet. They're very egotistical, which basically just means everything is ego based. How they feel at that particular moment, what maybe something sets them off at that particular moment, what they feel like doing at that particular moment, regardless of any type of consequence. They don't think about that. And that is something that you can definitely easily gauge by being around somebody for a little while. or even a long while, even if you've known a friend or somebody that you've been around for a long time, really starting to see and pay attention to what they do behind closed doors, what kind of ethical compass, rules their life, how they hurt other people, or if they hurt other people, if they're hurting themselves consistently, if there's no accountability, all of those things, they play into recognizing if this is somebody that you can build with, basically, or that will basically assist you to destroy your life if you continue to keep them close, right? And this goes for anybody. It could be friend, family, romantic partner. It doesn't have to be just, one, one kind of individual in your life. You can go for everybody, right? And I'm not saying that you have to cut everybody off, because that's very difficult to do, especially if you love and care for people. What I'm saying is that you have to really learn and recognize and understand where they are, so you're not constantly wanting more from them than they can even comprehend, right? Now, hopefully there will come a point in people's lives that they want to understand that for themselves, and you will begin to see signs of that. But for this video's purposes, I want to talk about the signs of recognizing when somebody doesn't have emotional intelligence, when somebody's incapable of working in harmony with their nervous system in order to heal themselves and to reach their highest potential, right? So pay attention to your friends, pay attention to your family, pay attention to your romantic partners. Really see, are they in harmony, or are they in synchronicity, or are they in alignment with you and who you are truly? Not just because you want them to be, but truly, are they there themselves? And just pay attention. Sit back and pay attention and see what they do. See how they do it. See who they do it with. See how they treat the people that they say they love. See what they do behind their back. See what kind of ethics they have. What kind of, work ethic, spiritual ethic, love ethic, emotional ethic, mental ethic. These are all very important, right? And sometimes, you'll find that, hey, you know what, they do. And we can continue and grow and build together. And other times you're like, no, they don't. And I got to keep them at arm's length, even if it means, pulling away a little bit, but also continuing to just be there for them if needed. Because like I said, I'm not a huge advocate of you have to cut everybody off that's not aligned with you, because it doesn't make any sense. Sometimes that's impossible. Sometimes you can't. I mean, obviously there are exceptions. If somebody really truly hurt you in a way that's absolutely not safe, then yes, cut them off. But I think we're we become too accustomed to just cutting people off for like whatever reason, just because we don't feel good about what they're doing. Like, you know what? Sometimes you got to put some stuff aside, but you have to recognize, okay, this is not something I can allow within my space to build with this individual. Because building with somebody is huge, right? Like, you are basically each adding on to a piece of the puzzle so you can build something amazing together, whether it's a friendship, family dynamics, a partner. You're building together. In order to build together, you both have to know how to build. You both have to have the pieces to bring to be able to build. If you have emotional intelligence and this individual that you're trying to build with does not, what the heck are they going to bring to the table to build with? Honestly, like, what can they bring? Expecting them to bring this highly emotional intelligence brick to the table, or these highly emotionally intelligent bricks to the table, when they have no emotional intelligence, they haven't learned, they haven't even began that process within themselves, is completely counterproductive to you and them. So keeping them and recognizing that you can love somebody, but you can also realize and recognize that they are not ready and they are not where you are, and maybe one day they will be, but you can still love them, you can still understand, you can still offer support, you can still offer guidance if needed. And it's never ever to say I'm up here and they're down there because I have emotional intelligence and they don't. That's absolutely not at all the stance that you should take either, because this isn't about being better or worse. It's where we are individually in our own journeys, and us being able to have the emotional intelligence enough to understand that, and understand that at one point we didn't have it, and they may not have it now, but they may later, and holding space for them. And recognizing that, okay, this is not something that this is not an individual that I'm going to build with right now, because they don't have the bricks that I need to build what I need to build. But at the same time, recognizing that they just may need time and space to do so. And it doesn't have to be a negative thing, right? But it is very important to pay attention, to really recognize and get to a level of understanding, so for a fact where somebody is in their life. And if you are in a completely different space, then you may have to step back and wait to see if they want to come, to learn where it is that they want to go. And if it is the same place that you want to go, then you can build together. Everybody has the freedom to choose. Everybody has the freedom to decide for themselves where it is they're going in life and how they're going to get there. Sometimes I feel like when we love people, whether it's, family, friend, partner, we want them to come on our ship. We want them to do it our way. We want them to want the same things that we do. And it's really hard when they don't, because they can choose whatever they want for themselves. They can even choose to stay in hell if they want that for themselves. And when we're looking at somebody from the other side saying, just come out of it, I want to help you, and we keep throwing, like, come on, come out of it, I'll help you, let me help you, let me help you, let me help you, we may be standing in the way of their growth and development, and to understand their growth and development, their road to understanding, because that is the most important part. Because even if they come over here, they have no idea why. They don't have their personal purpose. It's our personal purpose. And we pulled them from something to bring them where we wanted to go. But they're not ready for that. And one of the hardest things that we may have to do in life is to recognize that and to just let them be. Let them be. Because you're on your journey and they're on their journey. As much as you love somebody, you can't force them to be on the same journey as you. So it will be a huge happiness saver to know, recognize, and understand where somebody is at. And if you are not really sure, pay attention. Pay attention to the things that I mentioned earlier. Pay attention to how they treat people. Pay attention to how they're treating themselves. Pay attention to what ethical compass runs them. Pay attention to the things they do behind people's back. Pay attention to where they are. That will reveal so much about where they're going. And if you don't like where they're going, you can't force them to go where you're going. You may have to be either really patient or just really loving from afar and just keep it moving, right? We all wish and hope that all of our loved ones would be able to come together and build with us, right? That's like the ultimate goal, right? It doesn't always happen. All we can do is continue to, stay grateful, stay loving, but don't lose yourself in the process. It's their process. You keep moving forward in your process. And if you really love somebody, just remind them, I'm still here. But I have to just keep walking, and sometimes we stop ourselves from our process because we are so focused and committed to helping somebody out of their process, and it doesn't work that way. It usually just ends up hurting us. So, all right, that's all I wanted to say today. I hope you're having an amazing week, and we'll talk to you soon.